Good morning, everyone. Good Sunday morning, everyone. Once again, I am here showing how to cook another meal. Today I'm doing curry goat with some rice and peas. I'm not going to concentrate on the rice and peas that much because I showed you before in another video. But I am going to concentrate on doing the goat meat, okay? As you can see on the counter, I have some garlic, sweet pepper, hot pepper, some tomatoes, and onions. Let's take a look at the meat. This is the goat meat. It is cut big because I like it that way. A lot of people cut it more smaller, into smaller pieces. I like it big so that I can bite into a big piece of meat when I cook it. So this is my preference to cut it this way. But if you want to cut it a little bit smaller, that is fine also. I'm about to cut up the sweet pepper, and I'm going to cut everything on here, and it's going to be added to the meat. So let's cut the sweet pepper first, and let's get that in the meat. As I said before on previous videos, I just cut them up the way that I cut them up myself. I mean, if you're a neat person or you like diced it in 1 inch or 2 inch, it's your preference. You can do it that way, but there's no need to do that. We just added the sweet pepper. Now we're moving on to the tomatoes. We're gonna cut it. We're going to get the tomatoes into the meat. Finish cutting this one tomato. I'm gonna add it in. Cut the other one. Like I said, doesn't have to be neat and cute. Add it in to the meat. Next thing is to cut up the garlic. Add that in as well. Cutting the onions. Adding it to the meat. And the last thing we're gonna cut is the pepper. Now, like I said before, pepper is to your liking. If you have a family that does not like pepper, do not add as much pepper. I like curry goat to be a little bit spicy, so I'm putting more pepper than I normally would in mine because I do like the taste of that spiciness in it. But like I said, if you don't, do not add as much pepper as I did. So this is my meat with all the vegetables added. I'm now going to add the seasoning, the powdered seasoning to it. Now, a little black pepper, a little all-purpose seasoning, a little bit more than that in here, a little food flavoring, a little Mary seasoning, and the final thing is your curry. I'm gonna add curry in. What I like to do is add the curry in, then I like to rub it in with my hands just to see how much curry is in the meat I added, so that we want to get it to that consistency of it being yellow with the curry. Now, this doesn't have as much, so I'm gonna add a little bit more curry to it. Let's get a little bit more curry in it. Now I'm gonna rub that in. Now rub it in as much as you can because you want to get that powdered seasoning and rub in nicely into your meal, into your meat. so that once you start cooking it, that flavor gets in there really nice. Remember, you want it as yellow as you can get it. You don't want to overpower it with the curry, but you want to get it nice and yellow so that when it cooks, it has that curry look to it, okay? This is as good as it's gonna get. I'm just gonna add a little bit more. And this should be it for the seasoning part of it. And as you can see, it is nice and seasoned and rubbed in. Alright, this is what it looks like when it's finished seasoning. It has the powder seasoning, the garlic, the sweet pepper, the onions, and the tomatoes. I rubbed it in with the powdered seasoning, and this is what it looks like. It's gonna go into the pot now, and I'll see you over by the stove to show you how to start cooking it. Hi, I'm over by the stove, and I am about to pour some oil in. A little bit more oil than I would use if I was cooking, like, say, oxtail. So I'm pouring my oil in. I'm going to let this get heated for a little while. In the meantime, this is the peas. I've always started cooking it for the rice and peas. It is cooking nicely. And like I said, I'm not going to concentrate too much on the rice and peas. I'm going to show you after it's pretty much finished cooking, or maybe doing, and then we'll show you plated. But I've already gone through that, so I'm not going to show you that as much. I have the goat meat right here. That's almost ready to go into the pot. You see that seasoning and everything is rubbed in nicely so that we can get this cooking started. In the meantime, I'm gonna go over by where the cake was. I know you saw the cake in the beginning going. It's not really a cake, it's a banana bread that I'm baking for my dessert. Let's go over and look at the banana bread that I'm baking for dessert. So you saw this getting mixed in earlier. I'm going to pour it in. This is my dessert, like I said. I'm gonna bake it in the oven, and this is going to be a little later in the afternoon, after Sunday dinner, when we get a little hungry. We go ahead and we get a piece of banana bread and have that later. We'll put it in the oven and let it bake, and we'll visit that later. We're about to add the goat meat to the pot. The pot is hot. We're gonna put the meat in. What I do is I don't put the tomatoes and all of that in here. I shake it off and I add just the meat to the pot, and that's what I'm doing now. Like I said, my meat is a little bit bigger than normal, but I like them big because they are bite-sized, and once they cook, they may shrink anyways. So I don't like them small, but it is your preference. You can cut them smaller if you like, and do it whichever way you like your meat. So you should be able to do it to your liking. I'm adding all the meat, like I said. I'm shaking off all of the seasoning from it. And I'm gonna let this cook in its own juices for a little while. One, because I want some of the curry to kind of burn a little bit. And then once that happens, then I put a little bit of water in. But for now, we're gonna let it continue cooking. Everything is gone, as you can see. It is only the seasoning that's left, and at a certain point it is gonna be added back to the pot, okay? Let's turn this around a little bit so you can see. All right, this is going to cook in its own juices just for a little while, and we're gonna let it go. As you can see, it started cooking already in the juices, so let's just cover this up and let this start cooking, and then we'll come back and show you what it looks like. As before, like, subscribe. If you want any other meal to be cooked or Sunday dinner that I'm going to cook, please let me know in the comments fields. And also, you can share with your friends and family. Let them know Sunday dinner is on me. Hi, again. It is cooking and it's gravy. I think we have burnt out most of the curry that I needed it to burn a little bit. Now we're going to add some water and let it cook. I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna put a little bit more water in it since they're big pieces of meat and I want them to cook tender to a consistency of tenderness that I want. So I'm gonna add that water. It's gonna cook and I'm gonna come back and show you what it looks like when I'm about to add the seasoning in. See you later. Hi everyone. The curry goat is cooking nicely. We have, if you look at it, this is what it looks like. It's cooking down with the water. I'm not gonna add any water to it at this point because it's cooking nicely. If you need to and it's not soft enough or doesn't have that consistency, you just add a little bit more water to it and let it cook again to that consistency. Right now it's cooking nicely, so I'm gonna leave it, let it cook. We'll come back and I'll show you when I add the season in and we'll take it from there. Hi again everyone, we're at the point now where we add the seasoning into the pot. So I'll show you what it looks like. It is cooking nicely. It is at the tenderness that I wanted. I'm going to add the seasoning that we left off when we put it in the pot originally. So I'm gonna add it now. Add all of it. I'm gonna use some of this to wash out. You want all of it in the pot, so we use some gravy just to wash out what's in the bottom of the pan. And this is gonna cook down to the final cooking with the seasoning. And I am going to turn it down a little bit so that it cooks a little bit slower than normal, that I normally would. So I'm gonna turn this down. It's going to cook down to gravy, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like once we're ready to plate it, okay? The rice and peas is cooking nicely, and we'll show you that on the plate as well. We'll see you later. Hi everyone, before I plate it and put it on a plate to show you what it looks like, it's still cooking down, but I wanted to show you before it goes down to gravy that it's cooking down nicely. As you can see all the seasoning and everything in it cooking nicely, combining nicely with the meat. Once it cooks down to gravy, it's gonna be a little bit more thicker than it, a lot more thicker than this. But I wanted to show you what it looks like before it actually cooks down to gravy. And this is what it should look like, okay? See all of that nice seasoning in there? That's what it should look like. All right, we'll see you back when I'm about to plate. The rice and peas is almost completed. My banana cake is almost done. And I will see you in a few minutes to plate it. Hi everyone. I'm about ready to serve the curry goat. As you can see, it is cooked down to nice thick gravy. This is what I want. If you want a lower gravy or more gravy, you can leave it like this. If you want a lower gravy, you can cook it a little bit more. Mine, I like the thick gravy that it has, so I'm gonna serve it as is. This is what it looks like. It should look like when it's complete cooking. And I'm about to turn the stove off, and the rice and peas is completed. I'm gonna serve it with some vegetables, maybe a piece of yam with it also. I will show you what the banana bread actually looks like in a few minutes also. We'll see you here, put it on the table. Thanks, bye. Hi everyone. So we're at the end of the video. Wanted to show you the food on a plate. This is your curry-goat that I cooked. It's not soft and tender the way I like it. I cooked some vegetables, and this is the rice and peas. If you look here, you'll see the banana bread right here. We're gonna eat for our food later. So that's the banana bread. Also, I want you to subscribe, like, share it with your family. And it's good to come to you every Sunday from my kitchen to yours. I hope you enjoy your Sunday dinner, whatever it is that you prepared for your family. And as always, bon appetit, and from my kitchen to yours, happy Sunday.